I've also got, this is just some drawing paper. Something that's nice about drawing paper is that it's, well, it's certainly thinner and less bulky than the tar paper, but it's also translucent. If all you have is printer paper, that's very translucent. So you could think about working kind of fine with your printer paper or your drawing paper, whereas if you have construction paper, it's going to be a little bit stiffer. Then you get into thicker papers like mat board, and this would be, mat board is for framing in some kind of drawing or painting or a picture. So it has some thickness. You can kind of see there's like a couple different layers. There's a white layer, there's this kind of woven gray layer, but in between that thickness is something. It's maybe less than 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16 of an inch. And something really nice about mat board is that you can score it and kind of bend it. So I'm going to think about a cup form here. Let's see, how big would this be if I wrapped it up? 15 inches divided by pi would be, what, about a 5-inch wide thing? That'd be a pretty wide cup. 12 divided by pi would be about a 4-inch wide thing. A 4-inch wide thing would still be a pretty wide cup. So if I started with 9 inches divided by pi, I'd be down around 3-inch wide for my cup. So I'm going to cut this down to 10 just in case I regret it. Where's Mark go? So I'm going to make a couple passes with the knife to even cut this stuff because it's so thick. All right, and it's a 6-inch tall piece. That's not too bad. Just cutting it to square it up a little bit. This is just some scrap I found around in here. All right, I'm going to leave that last inch as extra. Try to mark it off. I'm just going to go ahead and mark every inch. And I'm going to mark it at the bottom as well. All right, now I'm going to make a series of lines at every inch. I've got my lines, my 2 points. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to make a single cut to mark every one of those lines. And because the mat board isn't, or is thick enough that I can't really cut through it in one mark, it'll just allow me to open up the form a little bit without cutting 10 different strips. So then I can come along against my straight edge or maybe against the side of the table. I'm just going to open those up a little bit, and that's going to expose the interior of it, which is a pretty nice design element. I've already decided to make this thing out of lines. Which marked different planes. All right, so that could be a 9-inch cup. I think I could do a little bit more with it if I came in and darted out from the bottom. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to go back in and mark I'll probably mark a 1/4 inch from each of those lines I made. Maybe I'll take a little bit less. Maybe I'll go 1/2 centimeter for all you metric speakers. So I've got a bunch of little marks in from my score lines. I'm going to mark up 1 inch. I'm just going to call it 3 centimeters because it's easier to do math that way. And that's close enough. I'm actually going to score that line as well. All right, and now I'm going to go down and cut a dart from the corner down to each of those little spots. This is going to be annoying because it's hard enough board. I'm going to have to cut like 3 times for each of them.